Hello everyone. In this lecture today we are going to discuss a topic where error. We are going to analyze the error and we will discuss few terms. These terms are number one is error, number two is accuracy, and number three is precision. First of all, we will discuss these three terms. Number one, error. What is the error? You all know very well. In Hindi, we said that error means galti. Here, the definition is written here. The result of every measurement by any measuring instrument contains some uncertainty, and this uncertainty is called error. Students, whenever you go to any shop, suppose you are going to a general store and want to purchase some sugar. Suppose you want to purchase 2 kg of sugar. Many times you observe that whenever shopkeeper gives you sugar, most of the time you didn't get the exact 2 kg of sugar. Most of the time the shopkeeper give you 2.1 kg, just like this. Mostly you get 1 or 2 gram extra. In so many types, when we measure the length of a line, suppose that this line AB, you want to measure the length of this line AB. What you do? You put your scale here. One end of the line is at 0 mark and another you observe the last end. Suppose this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, so on. What you will give the length of this line AB? You will say 5.1, 5.2. But you can see here, the end A is between the 5.1 and 5.2. If you are saying that the length of this line is 5.1 centimeter, this is wrong because the end A is crossing this point, 5.2. If you say that the length of this line is 5.2 centimeter, again you are wrong because the length of this or the edge of this point A is just before the 5.2. Then in our so many times in our measurement, we observe uncertainty. This uncertainty is called error. The second term is accuracy. You all know very well accuracy. We say that measure these things very accurately. This answer is very accurate. Then accuracy means closeness with true value. Suppose that the height of this board is 50 centimeters. I gave a meter scale to 5 students and all the 5 are measuring the height of this board. First student observed 50.1 centimeter. Second observed 50.3 centimeter. Third one observed 50.01 centimeter and fourth one observed 50.4 centimeter. Then you will say that the third observation is accurate because the third observation is very close to the 50 centimeter. Third observation 50.01 is very close to the centimeter. Or suppose we have only these three observations, 50.1, 50.3 and 50.4, then you will say that 50.1 is the most accurate because in 50.1 if you find the difference between 50 and 50.1, this difference is very small as compared to the other observation. Then accuracy means closeness of the observed value with the true value. This is called accuracy. Our third term is precision. In very simple way, you can define precision. Students, suppose you have two weighing machines. You have two weighing machines A and B. You want to measure your weight using machine A. First of all, stand on the machine A. When at first time when you stand up on that machine, you observe your weight 50.1 kg. Go down, again stand on that machine and again measure your weight. You are going to repeat your measurement 4 times. Suppose that you are going to repeat your measurement 4 times and you are measuring your weight using machine A 4 times. In first time you observe the weight 50.1. In second time you will observe your weight 50.2 kg. Third time you observe your weight 50 kg. And fourth time you observe your weight 50.3 kg. Then there are 4 different values. Which one is correct? It is not possible to decide which weight was correct for us, because all the 4 answers are different. It creates a confusion for us. But suppose again you are using the machine B and in the same way you measured your weight using the machine B, and what you observed, machine B gives your weight 50.1 kg first time. Second time when you again measure your weight, then you observe again 50.1 kg. Third time again 50.1 kg and last time again 50. Then you are confirmed that your weight is 50.1 kg, because this machine is repeating its value same time, is repeating its value same again and again. But in this machine there are difference in the value. You will say that machine B is more precise than machine A. This thing is called precision. Precision means ability of any instrument to reproduce the same value. Machine A is not capable to reproduce the same value, but machine B is capable to reproduce the same value. We will say that machine B is highly precise as comparison to the machine A. And this is the precision. You can see here an example. I have given you the PPT of this lecture. You can see this example in that lecture. Now move further. We are going to discuss classification of measurement. Students, we will discuss classification of measurement. We are classifying the measurements in 2 parts, systematic error and random error. We are classifying our error in 2 types, systematic error and random error. Then let us start with the systematic error. What is the systematic error? Let us discuss. Students, as the name you can see here, systematic. An error which occur in a systematic manner is called the systematic error. I repeat again, an error which occur in a systematic error. Systematic manner means either or in the positive direction or in the negative direction. Suppose you are standing in the assembly of your school, then what you observe that all the students are standing there in the systematic way, in the sequence of their height, with the increasing height. In the same way, the errors which occur either in one direction, either positive or negative, are called systematic. Suppose that you are measuring the weight of any body. Suppose that I want to measure the weight of this bottle, and actual weight of this water is 50 grams. When I measure this, the weight of this bottle, I observe 50.1 gram. Again, when I observe the weight of this water, I observe that 50.2 gram. Again, I observe 50.3 gram, and so on. Then what we can see here, this observation or this error is in positive direction. The error, exact value of this bottle is 50 grams, but the error is occurring only in positive direction. Only it increased value. Then such type of errors which are either in the positive or in the negative. Suppose when again we can take an example, 49.2 gram, 49.8 gram, 49.6 gram, 49.9 gram. One person measured the weight of this bottle and he observed this value. Then you can see here the error is in negative direction. The error is in the less value than as comparison to the 50 gram. Then the errors which occur either in one direction, either positive or negative, are called systematic errors. You can read this statement. Systematic errors are errors that tend to be in one direction, either positive or negative. What are the reasons behind the instrumental error? What are the reasons behind the systematic error? How the systematic errors occur? What are the causes behind the systematic error, students? Then you can see the first cause of the systematic error is instrumental error. If you listen, there is a little bit blur screen, but I will write. The first cause of the systematic error is instrumental error. Instrumental error. The errors which occur due to the faulty instrument. Suppose that the instrument which you are using for your measurement purpose, that instrument is faulty. There is some type of we can say physical damage in that instrument, or that instrument has any type of you can say D-shaped instrument. Such type of instrument are called faulty instrument, and instrumental error causes the systematic error. The second cause, you can read this instrument, I think this is visible. Here, the instrumental errors that arises from the errors due to the imperfect design or calibration of the measuring instrument, or zero error in the measuring instrument. These are the examples you can see in the PPT. Second cause of the systematic error is the imperfection in the experimental technique. Suppose the technique or the procedure you are using for your measurement is imperfect. You are not well aware about that technique or that procedure, then that will cause the error. Then here you can see, to determine the temperature of a human body, the thermometer placed under the armpit will always give a temperature lower than the actual value of the body temperature. Sometimes we use the thermometer to measure the temperature of body, and we put that thermometer at our armpit. Then that is the wrong procedure, because that always give a lower temperature as compared to the actual temperature of our body. Third one is personal error. Students, personal error is due to the human beings who is going to perform that measurement. Suppose there are so many types of personal error. We can take an example. You can see the personal error arises due to an individual bias, lack of proper setting of apparatus, individual carelessness in taking observation without proper precaution. Suppose you are not taking the precaution, you are showing carelessness. Then so there are so many causes behind the personal error. Then we have three reasons till now. Number one is we have discussed the number one reason behind the systematic error is the instrumental error. Number one is the imperfection in technical procedure or the experimental technique. Number three is the personal error. And number four So many other errors may be possible, but we are considering only 3 here. Students, how we can minimize our systematic error? What are the procedure by using that procedure we can minimize our systematic error? Then first is improving the experimental technique. Improve your experimental technique. Train yourself to perform that experiment. Number 2, selecting the better instrument. Try to select the better instrument or the instruments which are manufactured by a good company or the standard company, which are superior than the other instruments. Removing the personal bias as far as possible. Try to remove the personal bias, means the errors performed by you or from your side. Now students, next, random error. We will discuss random error. We have 2 types of error. Number 1 is systematic error and number 2 is the random error. Students, random word is just opposite to the systematic. In random errors, errors may occur either in positive or in negative. Error may occur in the both directions. Then here you can see the random error are those errors which occur irregularly, and hence are random with respect to the sign and size. Here, this is a important time. These errors are random with respect to the sign and size. Sign and size means sign may vary. Sign may be positive or negative, and sign may also vary. You can see these can arise due to the random, unpredictable fluctuation in the experimental condition. Here, students, actually behind the random error, infinite number of causes may occur due to which random error can occur. Then you can see example, when some person repeats the same observation, it is very likely that may get different readings every time. Whenever we will come in the physics lab or any type of chemistry lab also, we will observe that whenever we repeat our observation or whenever we repeat the experiment again and again, you will observe in each repetition there will be some difference in our observation. Next, you can see least count error. Before discussing least count, we should know about the least count. Before discussing the least count error, we should know about the least count error. What is the least count error? Least count is the smallest value measured by the given instrument. Suppose you have a wristwatch, that is analog watch. We call that sui wali ghadi. That wristwatch has the least count of 1 second, because our wristwatch can measure the smallest time interval of 1 second. In the same way, you have your scale, meter scale, which you use in a pencil box. This meter scale can measure the smallest length of this equal to this small division, and this small division is equal to the 0.1 centimeter. You called 1 mm. The least count of this meter scale is the 1 mm. Then least count is the smallest measurement performed by a given instrument. Students, I said that there are so many reasons behind the random error, but random error can be minimized. How? Random error can be minimized by taking the number of observations. You will repeat the same experiment again and again, and after repeating, you will take the average of all the values. Suppose you find the weight of this marker 5 times, then sum all the values and divide it by the 5. This will be the procedure to reduce the random error. What is the least count error? Friends, see, definition of least count is the smallest value that can be measured by the measuring instrument is called the least count. The least count error is error associated with the resolution of the instrument. Resolution of the instrument, students, I can explain you how we can define the least count error. I have taken an example, but I am going to repeat it again. Suppose this is a meter scale 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on. And you have this marker. I want to measure the length of this marker. I will put this marker at the 0 end, and I will measure the length of this marker. Suppose this marker, another end of this marker, lie between the 2.1 and 2.2. If you take it 2.1, then you are wrong, because the another edge is move further to the, or you can say the another is, you can see here in this diagram that the another is greater than the, or you can say the length of this scale is greater than the 2.1. And if you take 2.2, then length of this marker is less than the 2.2, because the edge, this edge is lie between 2.1 and 2.2. Then such type of errors are occurring due to the least count. Then such errors are known as least count error. Example, you can see this example, the PPT which I gave you. Friends, this is all about for today, and in our next lecture we'll discuss mathematical error. And thank you for watching today. Thank you so much, students.